5 of my most worn fragrances in the month of March, or as of late. As a matter of fact, over the course of the past 3 weeks, I would say, I have worn these perfumes like it's nobody else's business. And there are a couple reasons why. One, just because I love the way that they smell. They're very fitting and suitable for the situation, the occasion, the scenario, situation, whatever the case may be. And the second reason why is because I was preparing to review them, so I wanted to familiarize myself with them to a great extent. Nevertheless, I'm going to be telling you about my 5 most worn fragrances. If you caught me in the street, chances are I was wearing one of these 5. I'm going to tell you about them in just a little bit, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you about my top 5 most worn fragrances as of late, at least as of the last 3 weeks or so, I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and please give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really, really mean a lot to me. So, let's go ahead and start this list by saying that if you're interested in sampling any of these fragrances, especially some of the more high-end niche perfumes on the market, you may do so at scentsplit.com. This is not a sponsored video. I am not getting paid for this video. There are affiliate links down below if you want to support the channel. It really goes a long way. If you make a $10 purchase, I make $1 off of it or something like that. So the amount of money that I make is quite negligible, please believe me. It's not enough to cover my bills. But ScentSplit is such an amazing company that you can use for samples, the cans, if you want to get your feet wet, proverbially speaking, so that you can sample the fragrances before committing to the purchase of a full-size bottle. I've been using them since circa 2013, 2014. They're absolutely amazing. So let's just go ahead and dive into the list. The first perfume that I want to talk about is Khamrah Dukhan by Lattafa. Why have I been wearing this one a lot? Simple reason. Oh, it's so nice too. Simple reason is because I was prepping myself for my review. So I did a short form review, a long form review. I'm not sure when I'm going to publish this video, if I'm going to publish this video first and then the review, but whatever the case may be, I've been wearing this one a lot in preparation for my review. I think I wore this maybe like 3 days in a row. Not a big streak, but I think I wore this for maybe like 3 days in a row or something like that. It's a wonderful fragrance, and I mentioned in my full review of it that while I do like it, and I think it's solid, and I think it's going to resonate with Khamrah fans, I think it's pretty redundant. So it does smell quite similar to Khamrah Qahwa, in my opinion. And of course, I purchased them all, right? Amazon has them for like a really good price. This is one of those brands where you don't sample Lattafa fragrances, you just buy it. And if you don't like it, you sell it online or you return it. I don't know. I've never returned a fragrance, but you know, it's a hygiene product, right? Once you open it and you spray it, I don't really feel too comfortable returning it. A little bit of fuzz on the acrylic here. I think it happened during the manufacturing process. Sorry, shiny red ball syndrome. This is a beautiful fragrance. It's a bit redundant. So I would say if you have the original Khamrah or if you have Khamrah Qahwa, just wait until those run out and then purchase this one. So I took a trip recently to Miami, Florida. I was there for about a week. I had an amazing experience. So you may have noticed that I had a slightly different background in some of my previously filmed videos. I was at a different location. I was at my friend Daniel's house. Thank you so much, Daniel, for hosting me for the week. And this is the only fragrance that I brought with me to Miami. So if I was there for 7 days, I wore this for 5 out of the 7 days. And I just wear this all the time. And this one by Mind Games is Blockade. And if you see, just to create some symmetry here, I turned it sideways. I have effectively worn 50% of my bottle. And I just love this one. People call it the Mango Aventus. And I guess I have the newer presentation because it has the magnetic cap. Something that I learned when I was in Saks recently, or I went somewhere where they were carrying Mind Games. Beautiful fragrance. I really, really love this one. The mango, the tart juiciness, the fruitiness in the opening. It's so easy to wear. It's so incredibly versatile. It's just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I can't get enough of it. And it's so professional smelling, huge compliment factor. I think it's a bit masculine leaning, even though people will argue it's totally unisex. I think if you've already made that association with the original Aventus by Creed, and you would say that it's a masculine DNA, you're effectively going to get something quite similar with this one as well. But this is a beautiful fragrance. I can't get enough of it. So professional, so clean smelling. And I have worn this so much over the course of the past 3 weeks. And I think the level of the liquid in the bottle is a testament to the frequency with which I've worn it. All right, let's move on. This is another one that I wore like 4 days straight. This one can be found at Twisted Lily. So if you're interested in buying a small sample, or if you're interested in purchasing a full-size bottle, you can find it at Twisted Lily. They are an authorized dealer for this brand. They've been carrying this brand for several years now. But also, if you're interested in purchasing a more generously sized decant, you may do so at ScentSplit.com. I'm pretty sure ScentSplit has this, maybe not, because it is like a brand spanking new release. But by Roja Parfum, it's the new Apex Eau Intense. So this one is awesome. This is super clean, elegant, professional. Yes, it's marketed for the gentleman. I have the original Apex. I also picked up Apex Parfum, which is incredibly strong. This is going to be the weakest of the three. So if you're prioritizing longevity, I would say go with Apex Parfum. Although this one has a different perfumer. The perfumer is Antoine Coton. So this is not made by Roja Dove. This one is composed by Antoine Coton. This is actually a very different DNA from the original Apex. The original Apex for me was very heavy on the lavender, the spices, the woods, very aromatic, clean, elegant, masculine, professional smelling as well, in the vein of like a Sauvage Elixir, or dare I even say Dracar Noir by Guy Laroche. This one, on the other hand, is a beautiful, bright, citrusy, almost lemony take on that DNA. It almost seems like a cross between the original Apex and Isola Bleu, which used to be called Oligarch, and then they changed the name for political reasons. Beautiful fragrance. I spent a lot of time wearing this one in preparation for my review, which is already published. I'm not sure when I'm publishing this video, so I don't want to give a time frame, but if you're interested in learning more about this fragrance, and I think it's quite solid, definitely check out my in-depth review. Now this next one, I wore this on a number of occasions. I wore this to Max Aroma Studios, where I collaborated with Shelby and Erica, and that was a very fun time. You may have seen the video that was published on Erica's channel. It's always great meeting up with those two ladies. They're so sweet, so down to earth, and just incredible human beings, you know, with a very passionate ethos. And this is one that I just wear all the time. I wear this when I'm in a rush and I don't want to stand in front of my collection and deliberate for 20 minutes what I'm going to wear. I just grab this one, I spray it on. I know it's going to perform well. I know it's going to do well. I know there's a 90% likelihood I'm going to get complimented on it, especially if I'm going to be in proximity with a lot of people. Bleu de Chanel Parfum. I don't know if you can tell, but I probably have like 3 mLs left in this bottle. Good news is that I went to Macy's 2 weeks ago, was it? And I purchased another brand new, I would grab it, but there's another box on top of it, and I don't want to create an avalanche effect. So this is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. The grapefruit, the incense, clean, masculine, professional, timeless. It has withstood the test of time. You know, the Bleu de Chanel lineup has been around since, what is it, 2010 or something like that. Beautiful composition by, or at least the original was made by Jacques Polge. Right, yeah. I don't know about the Parfum version. I think it's also Jacques Polge, but you know, inevitably it borrows the DNA from the original. So even if there's a new perfumer who's worked on it, you got to give credit where credit is due if it's a reinvention of the original. But this fragrance, I wore it yesterday. I got complimented on it by my friend Myra. I don't think she's watching because she watches me on Instagram and TikTok, but not YouTube. But in any case, thank you, Myra, for complimenting me on this. I am wearing this fragrance today as well. I wore this fragrance, where did I go? I went somewhere else last week and I wore this fragrance and I got complimented on it as well. Amazing fragrance, nearly impossible for me to recommend it. Sucks. And the reason for the impossibility is the fragrance itself is over $1,000. That's really a bummer. if you can purchase a sample, I don't know if ScentSplit has this one, but it's one of the best fragrances you'll ever try. This brand, and by the way, the brand is Boadicea the Victorious. Can you tell that I really love this brand? I have purchased quite a number of them throughout the course of the past 11 years. I think the first one that I ever acquired is Vetiver Imperial, which I think was in collaboration with 4 magazine. Very clean, elegant type of a fragrance. I've also been wearing a lot of Consort. I've been wearing a lot of Night of Love. That's Night, K-N-I-G-H-T. But this fragrance, the reactions that I get, it's a slightly powdery, masculine, it's perfectly unisex, but I think when I wear it, it possesses a bit of a masculine quality. It has an aromatic personality. There's coffee, there's iris. For me, it's almost like a more modern sartorial by Penhaligon's. I know that's a very interesting way of putting it, but you know, and sartorial is such a masterpiece in and of itself. I don't think it's fair to make direct comparisons with any other fragrance to that fragrance, but this one by Boadicea the Victorious is called Opal. Now, beautiful presentation. You have the snake on here, and of course, in alignment with the Chinese zodiac, this is the year of the snake. So this is the brand's, I'm gonna stop talking here. It's a beautiful fragrance, please. Try this one if you can. Please, 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 please sample it. I would not be happy if you spent $1,000 on a fragrance. I wouldn't be happy if you came back to this channel and say, I blind bought this. Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I get it. But that doesn't mean you should go out there and spend your hard-earned money on a full-size bottle. By all means, please look around, sample it first. Like I said, if ScentSplit has it, wonderful. I'm going to drop a link for it down below. It will be an affiliate link. But at the end of the day, I want you to just get your nose on some fragrances that perhaps you would not have tried without having seen some of these videos here on the platform. So thank you so much for watching. These have been my 5 most worn fragrances for the month of March, or I should say as of the last 3 weeks. I'm not sure when I'm publishing this video, but we're in the first week of April. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you took something of value from this video. And if you did, please do consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. So thanks again for tuning in. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.